I have a sick fetish for torturing blue-eyed infants, ages 0 to 5. I hope to get them to forget their biological parents and force them into the homes of complete strangers for cash. I know the judges in the Supreme Court make the court forms we use. I also know that they are adding words to the law. But I don't say anything and continue stealing blue-eyed children for forced illegal adoptions. It is only the child's best interest because when the parent signs the order, they are admitting they are not physically present. I stand in the place of the parent. That is why the judge listens to me. Not because I am so cool, but because I just stole your child from you. I am here to make sure the judge gets federal funding. Even the judges in the Supreme Court get a portion of this bonus funding. Thanks to them, we are able to accomplish this because they created the court forms that add words to the law. These court forms are used to trick parents into believing they are not good enough to be called a parent.
In 1997, when the Adoption and Safe Families Act was created, the United States government did a study and found that children who were raised in single-parent homes were more likely to be abused by their parents. Congress implemented a policy that only children taken from a single parent, who were on government benefits, would be eligible for this bonus funding if they were adopted from foster care. At the time, the population of parents that this affected was primarily African American, and when people in the public saw this, they began getting hired by CPS to make sure that African American families were not unfairly displaced. Fast forward to 2025, and CPS has warped into a cult aimed at the intentional unjust removal of primarily blue-eyed Caucasian children for forced illegal adoptions.
I learned how to read in kindergarten. I have read the law and I can see that words have been added to RCW 13.34.0306B on our court forms. I can also see that these words are not in the actual law. I pretend I don't see the altered laws on the court forms and ignore parents who attempt to hold me accountable. I repeatedly attempt to convince these parents that DCYF is applying the correct chapter of law. Even though I see the added words in the intentional, long-standing, widespread abusive process, I stood by and watched as one mother's child suffered from child abuse and I did nothing. Eventually this child, age 8, suffered from a traumatic brain injury. I pretended that I never heard anything and that it was a surprise, when in fact I saw this injury coming from a mile away and never did anything to stop it.